Let's get ready for our February Declutter and Purge month. Welcome to the Lovoni and Sarah podcast, where we chat weight loss, health, well-being, and share our stories to help and hopefully inspire others. I'm Lovoni.
And I'm Sarah. And all of February is Declutter, Sorting and Purging Your Home and Belongings Month, and we are very excited. A good declutter can help you in several aspects of your life. Everything from an improved mood and better focus to letting go of the past and improving relationships. On today's episode, we're sharing what a declutter entails, and we've put together lists to help you with decluttering overwhelm and how a clear space can help you improve your life. But each week we have a challenge, and last week's challenge was to create a healthier version of a favourite recipe without using any ultra-processed foods. Lovoni, you are one down on us so far. Have you got a point this week? I bet you have.
Yes, I have. I've got a
Yeah,
point. I made bang bang shrimp, which I don't know. Do you have that over there?
I've heard of it. I have heard of it.
Okay. Um, there's all different variations of where it came from. I know it from a restaurant that actually used to be one of my clients down in Florida. But
Mhm.
it's, shrimp in a sort of a coating, not really a batter. And it's so much better than it sounds.
Okay.
Tossed in like a sweet chili mayonnaise sauce. I know that
Mm.
sounds nasty, doesn't it? But it's actually really good. So anyway, so I made that, but I used homemade mayonnaise,
Uh-huh.
and I cut it with some Greek yogurt, just a little. And then I just made a really quick chili sauce because I happened to have a whole lot of red chilies in the fridge
Right.
from another recipe. And I put some monk fruit sugar into it, bit of
Yeah.
water, just cook that down. And then I air fried the shrimp because you
Mm-hmm.
make a coating on them, like I said, with corn flour and cornstarch, and I just air fried them and then tossed it all together. And it was quite delicious.
Was it good?
It was quite good. Yeah. What about you?
I made our own pizza. So, and it
Oh
was
dear.
really good,
I really
really,
want to
really
make,
good.
yeah, I need to do that. I
I
need
made
to.
the dough in my KitchenAid and used the kneading
Oh yeah, the hook.
wand, the hook. Uh-huh,
Yeah.
yeah. I thought it was going to take off, mind you. The whole side of my
Right.
kitchen was like
The
shaking. I was like,
shaking.
ah. And but yeah, it worked really, really well, really, really well. Even I roasted vegetables with a little bit of olive oil and salt. And
Mm.
then to the tomato puree for the base, I added dried herbs and some onion. And when I put it all together, I finished it with some walnut oil and some rocket
Mm.
on the top. Oh my
That sounds good. That's arugula
gosh.
for
Arugula, yeah.
Americans.
Sorry. That's
Yeah.
another thing we found. What did we find last week? Courgette. No,
Yeah.
was it?
The courgette. Yeah.
Zucchini. Uh-huh.
Aubergine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we found it really filling, so much more filling than, your standard kind of put in the oven pizza that you might pick up, which is obviously a very ultra processed food. So
Oh my
it
God.
was
Yes.
a massive win, massive win.
Oh,
So
I
I'll do
need to
that
do
again.
homemade pizza. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got a good recipe for. I think once you get a good recipe for the bread,
Yeah.
then it's just you can put all sorts of
It was dead
toppings on.
easy. Yeah. I mean, I made it, left it
Yeah,
to rest for 2 hours in a covered bowl. Um,
right.
and then that was it away. Just hand stretched it and off it went.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Plus, you can make the dough up and leave it in the fridge, or you
Mm-hmm.
can freeze it as
Yeah.
well. That's another good
Yeah, it
thing.
was really delicious. On that note, actually, I got sorry,
Yeah,
before we dive in,
no,
I got a little note from a
so hungry.
friend. Oh, I can't help you with that, sorry.
No, no, no,
It's not going to help when we're talking about food. I
no.
had a note from a friend who had listened to last week's episode on ultra
Hmm.
processed food and just dropped me a line, said they really enjoyed the episode, as always. But they had also been for the last year really focusing on removing ultra processed food from their diet, so found it really interesting. And one of the things that she said was the biggest change they've made was making their own bread, because we talked about that last week and saying,
Mm,
finding your
hmm.
time and to do it and everything.
Yeah.
And she says, they're both out really early in the morning, they're a family, they've got loads on, but they put the bread machine on before they go out every morning, which means that every day they've got a fresh loaf of bread. And
Oh,
she said,
nice.
honestly, Sarah, it takes 5 minutes, but it's a life-changing situation. So she was just encouraging me as well, because obviously I sort
Hmm.
of aired my worries about, am I going to be able to get all of
Mhm.
this done? So that was great. She shared some tips on how she manages it, and so, also just
Right.
she really enjoyed the episode. So that was great. But I just thought I'd share
Because you
that with
can
everybody
program
else
them.
too. Yeah, you can set it to
The bread
timer.
machines, can't you?
You can set a timer, or
Yeah.
you can just put it on and leave it, and then it'll be ready when you get back. So
Right.
mm,
Yeah, that's a nice idea.
yeah.
I don't
But
have a
anyway,
bread machine. God, do I need another appliance?
where are you going to put them all?
I know. Anyway, before we get started on
Yes.
Purge month, uh, we are going to just do a catch up on how we've done in January,
Yeah.
because, by the time this airs, January will be close to being over, which is
Sure.
always a
And
nice thing.
we said that we were going to commit to sharing more about our own progress and experience and journey, didn't we?
Right.
So this is
Yeah.
kind of like the first check-in, I guess, with us both.
Yeah. So how did you do? How's your January been?
It's been good. It's been good. We were just talking earlier. We're saying I can't believe that as of yesterday, I was 3 months post having surgery as well. So that's
Right. That's
a big
awesome.
landmark. Yeah,
Yeah.
big landmark. Um, I made a slight adjustment to how I was going to look at this year with regards to progress on weight loss and the whole health journey in a whole, I suppose. In previous times, I've set quite, they didn't seem lofty targets, but for me, they sort of felt quite stressful to try and make sure I'd lost 2 to 3 pounds a week. And I, when I then didn't manage it, it then seemed a bit of a catalyst of almost flipping the other way. So this year I was approaching that I've committed to myself that I will lose just £1 every week, which doesn't sound very much. But if someone said to me a year from now, would you like to be £52 lighter? I would jump at that chance and say, yes, please. So that's the approach that I'm taking. The
Yeah.
biggest challenge I'm finding with that is mindset. So I catch myself multiple times thinking, oh God, this is going to take forever. And oh, is it really making that much difference? Just one, is it big? And then I stop myself and say, think of how it's going to accumulate. And actually, genuinely, this way, I'm not on a diet. I'm making all of the changes that we've talked about. Making these small changes is starting to work, and I'm delighted to report that for January I have lost £4. So that's my target of £1 every week, and it
Well
has been
done.
one a week. If I lose more, Lovoni, I'm not going to suddenly start eating cake to try and undo
Uh,
undo it.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fine. If more weight
Right.
suddenly disappears, that's fine. But
And that's a good idea, though.
the pressure's
Is
off for
off.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So £1 a week. So I've lost £4, and my movement tracker, I've got some really good blocks filled in. They're not all completely filled. I have missed some
Right.
of the times. So that's something I can still work on with regards to getting some consistency around my exercise and my stretching and
Hmm.
things. But that in itself is a really good visual identifier, the fact that the days that I've missed, I can do better at. So
Right.
yeah, that's my report. How
Well,
about
that's
you?
good. I was going to say, listening to you talk there, I think that's the downfall of so many people, though, that they want, I mean, we
Want it
we want
tomorrow?
results
Yeah,
now.
I do. I'm
Um,
such an impatient person.
right. And I think, we all want that. You
Yeah.
want something, you want it, and you look for the easy way out. But that's such a great idea. Like, 1 pound or half a
Half
kilo
a kilo.
is
Uh-huh.
so doable. Um, well, I didn't lose 4 pounds. So I was up, as of last week, I was up 9 pounds, 4 kilos. And I knew I would be.
After
And
your trip. Yeah.
after my trip, yeah. And then I got back and didn't get straight into my exercises. And then, as you know, I hurt my back, so that
Yeah.
completely diminished. And almost
Excuse
all
me.
last week, I was just sitting, not
Mm-hmm.
sitting, but sort of half sitting, half lying. My back
Propping
is starting to
yourself.
feel better, so I'm now back into my normal exercise routine. And I think when I weigh on this week, I don't do that till tomorrow, that I will have lost some, so
Mm-hmm.
I'll report that back. But I'm not stressing about it. Yeah,
No.
it'd be great if it was the other way, but I knew that I would be,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, I thought it would have been more. So
Do you not think
anyway.
that realistic ownership and being gentle with yourself is also a really important part of it, isn't it? I think, to you can so easily think, oh, stuff it, then I've blown it, and
Right. Yeah.
it can be this all or nothing mindset. It's really
Mhm.
dangerous. And
And I didn't think that at all.
no, exactly. I think you've really found that balance.
All I thought was, you know what, I'm going to do this. I know I'm going to do it. So
Hmm.
yeah, I'm hoping. Well, I'm not hoping. I know February will be
Yeah.
better. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, there we go. Focusing again, on a good thing. My sleep has improved.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And you know why? I think, and this will be a good one for next week. Well, I don't want to spill the beans just yet what we're doing.
Yeah,
But I just been not eating so late. See, that was one thing when I was home in Australia. I was eating quite late and
right.
then going to bed not that long after and not sleeping
It wasn't
because of
sitting well with
it.
you. Yeah.
Oh gosh, but been sleeping better. I've upped my water intake again, getting
Hmm.
starting back into my normal exercise regime. So I think I'll be fine.
Hmm.
Yeah. But on
Wow.
to our purge.
Could you be any more excited?
I'm so excited. I know I am because one, I was saying to Sarah before, I'll open a drawer and think, oh, I really need to sort this out. And then
You've
I
been
think, well, no, I'm not
saving
going to do it.
it.
I'm going to save it. Although I did cheat and do the pantry. I
Pantry.
think
Uh-huh.
I think I did that when I got back from
Yeah, that
Australia.
was up quite early in January, wasn't it?
Yeah, so that one's done. But I could probably have another sort by the time it rolls around.
Hmm.
But what Sarah has done, she has put this awesome list together for decluttering and purging, where we've got 1 to 29, and we sat down, the two of us went through
We
and
did.
decided, okay, what are good things to purge this day, left the bigger things for the weekend. But because I think to it can be so overwhelming, we were
Where to
talking about
start even, isn't
where
it?
to
Yeah.
start. So yeah, so if they download it, we're going to put the list on the website, and then Sarah's also going to share it on social media, so
Hmm.
people can either take a screenshot or they can download it and print it out and then just go through and tick stuff off. So yeah, I'm pretty excited
Yeah.
about that. Although I do think that you guys over there must have in the UK a lot of shopping bags.
It's a
So,
thing. It's like people open their cupboard doors and then like people just have them stuffed, like plastic carrier bags, just like stuffed in. You're like, no one
that's
needs that many. No
hilarious.
one needs that many.
Wow. Because over there it's like Australia where um you have to either pay for a bag, or some places don't even
Yeah.
have bags.
Hmm.
Um and so everybody has their shopping
Yeah.
bags, but I use them, especially when I shop at Aldi. I use them and then I go and take them out and put them back in my car. But apparently that's not a thing. My sister always
No.
has them hanging on doorknobs. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I
there's even
forget them if I do that.
holders. You can buy, pretty holders where you can stuff the plastic bags in the top and they
Oh,
dispense them out the
okay.
bottom. I mean, it's a thing. Yeah, it's a
Oh,
thing.
mine are, I couldn't do that with mine. Mine are so nice. I should do a show and tell and show them next week.
I've got nice ones
I
too, but it's
got
the
them from
thin
Australia.
plastic ones, the ones,
Oh
the
yeah, yeah, right.
disposable sort of ones. Yeah.
Oh,
Anyway.
okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But so yes, that was the first thing on the list. But then I added handbags and luggage to that
Yeah,
too.
yeah. There's
Yeah.
plenty
I
to get
need to
stuck into.
really go through my handbags. I have too many. I love handbags, but really I use the same two or three most of the time. So,
Hmm.
yeah. But anyway, so yeah, the
So let's talk
list,
about, yeah,
yeah, and talk about why too
yes.
people want to do this, because I know, and I'm not going to mention any names, but some people have said to me, "Oh, I don't really have enough to do that."
Oh, really?
Yes. And I think, yeah, you do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everyone does. Yeah.
everybody does.
But
And
decluttering
people,
itself is
oh,
it's a genuine, it has a positive impact on your mental health, doesn't it?
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. It stops well, it first of all, it stops that anxiety and overwhelm that you get
Hmm.
just by seeing mess and clutter around. And so it reduces stress. that stems from the mess. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
And as you declutter, this was my little plus that I thought was a good one. Well, you're moving and you're getting some exercise,
Well, that's
right?
true. Yeah,
Yeah, there you
absolutely.
go.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought about that.
It allows what I think is like blue sky time. So it allows you to sort of just chill a
Yeah.
bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you follow this list, or if you have a plan, today I'm going to do this, then you're just focused on that, and you
Yeah.
can think about other things. I don't know. It's
You've
like
also got
driving for
the
me.
win of ticking something off, the
Ticking something off.
accomplishment. But I
I
think
just feel
also,
so liberated. Do you? Like lighter when you
yeah,
do it.
I do.
It's
And
an
I was
instant
reading
mood
about
booster.
it, and it was saying, and I hadn't thought about this, but it's almost, if you're caring for the space that you are living in, whether that's a room or a home or your workplace, it's actually a form of self-care, because it's actually, if you value something enough to make it nice and make it clearer for you to be in it, you're then saying, I care enough about where I'm going to be that I want this to be looked after. And I think
Mm-hmm.
there is a strong link between that, isn't there? How you're feeling
Yep.
and then how your surroundings look. So as much as if you're not feeling great, perhaps it's looking a bit unkempt, untidy, you know, not looked after, the reverse then happens. You start to look after a space, clear it out, look after it, give it a polish, you feel more cared for, more presentable, and brighter too. So there's a really strong link between the two.
Right. And like more in control.
Gain
I
control.
think that
Yeah.
people can get that overwhelm with their life, you know, the different things that throws at them, being busy at work, you know, just having a busy home life, social life, whatever. But decluttering and purging and getting rid of stuff um just does make you feel, it's like I said, it's an instant mood booster,
Mm-hmm.
but it just makes you can focus better, and you don't have that anxiety. It really, I think, brings a positive mindset.
I think so.
Definitely
I mean,
does.
I've experienced children, like young people, being in a really messy, overloaded space, and
Right.
they then have real, and they're really good at telling you these things, aren't they? Instead of going, I've got real anxiety, it's so messy in here, I can't cope. And I think it's
Mm-hmm.
that clarity of being able to focus on one thing at a time, and you don't feel like you can if you've got stuff everywhere, whether it's on your
Everywhere.
work desk or whether it's in your kitchen. I certainly feel like that when I walk into my kitchen sometimes, which quite frankly, Livoni, can look like a sports changing room. I'm like, what is all of this? And I go, I find it completely overwhelming, because I think, how
Right.
am I supposed to focus on preparing the healthy food and the good food that I want to do when I've got all this other stuff
In the
everywhere? Yeah.
space.
So I
Yeah.
think, it's a real reaction that you've experienced and felt. It's not something that's made up just to try and promote clearing up. It's real. It's the benefit of
Mm-hmm.
doing it. So
And the fact that it is overwhelming. I keep saying that, and people don't know where to start. But you know, you just have to start small. That's what you've done
mhm,
on the list. Another thing, and I don't mean this rudely to people, but cluttered spaces can smell stale.
mhm,
I mean, it's one, they're harder to clean,
yeah,
and they just have that stale smell. So decluttering and purging helps you. One, you can find stuff that you might have been looking for,
yeah,
but it also helps you clean spaces too. You know,
mhm,
when you do the cutlery drawer and the utensils, and you take stuff out, you purge things, but you can wipe everything out then,
yeah.
and just get everything
But
nice
it's
and
amazing. You think,
clean.
where do those crumbs come from in the cutlery drawer? Because I mean,
Right.
you haven't opened any bread over it or
Well,
anything. You just sort of think,
and
where's it
things are
come from?
clean,
Yeah,
right? When you put them
I
in.
know. Really
And
odd.
then people say, oh, I don't have enough space. I don't have storage space. This is part of my problem. And you think, well, okay, but if you got rid of,
Mm,
like, I mean,
have
people
less
could get
stuff.
rid of half their stuff.
Yeah,
I think that about the clothes that I have, because honestly, I just have too many clothes, and I
yeah.
know I do. Um, and so that's something I need to be quite ruthless about. I
I think
don't need 3 pairs of dark green pants.
no. And when you can see everything that you've got because you've halved or you've cleared strongly, it does enable you to live a little easier, because number one, you can see what you've got. Number two, you know where everything is. So the stress of
Right.
running around like a crazy thing going,
Oh,
where is that? And for me, I then wrote down the fact that I feel like I'm ready for anything because
Right.
I've got everything sorted. Everything's got its own space. I haven't got things that I don't need. I know where it all is. If I haven't got something, I also know that. So it enables me to then go and get prepped, whether my medicine
Mm-hmm.
cabinet is a little bare of things because it's been used, or anything has had a good sort through. And then it frees up a load of extra time because I've then got time to do food prep, or I've got time to do maybe reading or exercise or family time. So as much as you're investing time in this now, which people might feel, like you said, a bit overwhelmed and thinking, oh, this is a big job to do, which I feel like that on many occasions, look around and think, oh
Right.
God, where do I start? If you can invest the time now, let's just say 1 month, a little bit every day, which is what the list is helping you with,
Right.
you will benefit from all of that extra time and that clear mind
Many
afterwards.
areas
Yeah.
of your life. I mean, I've watched shows where, the husband or the wife or whatever has, it's damages relationships
Yeah.
too, because they just can't stand all the mess and clutter that the other person has. And
Hmm.
I think someone that, is maybe single and wants to go into a relationship, you don't want to have somebody come into your home that has piles of shit everywhere.
No,
Seriously. I mean, that if I went to someone's home and it looked like that, like, a prospective partner, um, I just think, well, okay, you don't care enough about yourself either, or life in general. I don't
that's
know.
what I was saying. If
And
you care for the space you're in, it reflects on how
right,
you care for yourself. Yeah.
right. And even if you don't have the fanciest, nicest place, it doesn't have to be. You can make it look
Mhm.
instantly better by getting rid of
Clean.
some of the shit. And I think one of the big downfalls that people find when they do this is the Justins. I'm going to hang on to this just in case.
Right.
We're all, we've
Yeah.
all done that. We're all guilty of that. I do that when I go away and I
Hmm.
pack. Or I'll take this just in case, because you never know. I might need 4 pairs of black pants and 6 black tops. You know what I mean?
Well, I've just had to have a really good example of that. My son's just gone on a holiday and he's taking just a rucksack, or has taken just a rucksack for a week. And so there was a strong edit required on the number of shorts, t-shirts, jumpers. And I just said, listen, you're not going to
Right.
get it all in. And so
No.
sometimes your arm is forced, isn't it, into going, we're going to have to edit which ones you're taking. Maybe one
Yeah.
white t-shirt, one black, one sports, one, and instead of the 12 tops that he would prefer to have taken, I think he had to end up taking 4 because there just wasn't the space. And
Right.
sometimes it's those situations, if you can feel like you're going to really put yourself in a concentrated moment going, okay, what do I actually need?
Hmm.
And then that
And what
helps,
do you
doesn't it?
love? So
Yeah.
that's the thing too. You have to think about it. Do I love this? Like there's a shirt that I keep going to get rid of in my closet. There's a lot of things, but there's this one shirt in particular. I've never worn it. I should show it next week. I might do
Yeah.
that. Um, and I think, oh, it's really not me. And I go to throw it out. The fabric's nice. I think not throw it out, but donate it.
Yeah.
And I think, no, I'll just keep it because I might wear it. Like that's
But
something.
why are you
But
thinking that if you've never worn it and you don't
I
like it?
know, right? I know exactly. So if you don't love it or it doesn't suit you, you don't use it, wear it, have a need for it, or if it has sentimental value, then consider, donating it. And then you can make piles. Oh, hate this is the part that I hate, where you've got the donate, chuck
Hmm.
out, and possibly sell. A lot of the time I prefer just to donate things because,
It's an extra
the
job. Yeah.
right, because this is not, like a sell and get, rich off.
No.
This is a get out of, get rid of, and feel better. And, you could just go and donate it to a place. There's a place not far from here that I'll probably donate a lot of stuff to. And they put it in their store, and it can help people that don't
Do you know one of the
have
things that I
anything.
struggle with, though, particularly potentially around clothes and things, you get out and go, God, that was really expensive. I spent a lot of money on that. Can I really give
Right.
that away? The answer should be the money went. The money went the moment you
Gone.
bought that.
Yeah.
It's actually got no value to, unless it's a, you know, like an extreme vintage antique piece or whatever. It's got no value
Right.
to it anymore, because if you did
Mm-hmm.
try and sell it, you'd get next to nothing for it, because that's the way that secondhand clothing works. And I
Mm-hmm.
understand that. So you've got to get over that mentality of, oh, but I spent loads of money on it. You go, okay, but the money it's been gone. Great if you're going to wear it again, but if you're not, then why are you holding on to it? And you've got to let the money side of it go. But that's something that always pops into my head, and think, oh, you know, I've bought this, was it a waste of money if I've never worn it? And the, you know, the pressure of feeling like you're wasting something is something you've got to try
Oh
and put.
yeah. You've got to get over it.
Yeah.
And also there are some people too that struggle with the change, of letting go, because it's also a letting go thing too, I think. And that's a healthy thing, is to let go of things that then frees you up to move forward rather than keeping you in the past, don't you think?
I think so. And do you saying that made me think, I've got a pair of white jeans, which are probably a good 4 sizes smaller than I am now, right? I wore them a lot. And in fairness, when my size has changed in the past, I have then managed to fit in them again. So they're kind of my staple white jeans. But just thinking about that now, thinking, you know what? I have no idea if I'm going to wear them again from a size point of view. But if I do, I could probably treat myself to a new pair of white jeans at that
Right.
point, because I've
Yeah.
got to have owned those jeans probably for nearly 20 years. So during my purge, I
Oh
am
yeah.
committing to
To
actually
getting rid of the
whipping them
white
out.
jeans.
They're gonna go.
I
They're
think you
gonna
need to
go.
take a picture of the white jeans and
And hold them against me,
post
going,
that.
they ain't gonna fit right now. So,
There's just something about saying white jeans that makes me go, ooh.
oh really? You don't like white jeans?
I don't know. I just think it's just I just look like a sausage coming out of its casing.
Well, I in my memory and my recollection, I thought I looked quite good in them when I wore
Oh,
them.
I'm sure you
Whether I
did.
did or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
But you know, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's things like that. Don't hold on to things because of the memory of what you felt like when you had them
Right.
on, or you think you
Yes.
might be able to fit in them again.
Mm-hmm.
Genuinely, they can go, and at
But
some point, you
yes.
can, if you need them, you can get yourself another pair.
Yeah. Something that I was going to suggest to people before they start this is to see how what they have for, storage containers, because often I find, like, especially under the sinks, it's good to have,
Yeah.
like some storage containers so you fit all the cleaning things in one, or, your sponges or whatever in
I
another.
could do with some new ones,
Um,
because I did that years
yeah.
ago. I did mine, and then they're tins. They've got a bit rusty now, and they're not their
Okay.
best. So I think, yeah, I think it's, again, being really honest. But they don't have to cost a lot of money, do they, Livoni?
No,
You can get really cheap ones. You can
dollar
even go
store.
around, yeah, go anywhere.
Do you have something like that called the dollar store or something like that where you are?
Poundland, yeah,
Pound,
Poundland.
sorry, yes, of course, it wouldn't be called the dollar store, duh. Pound
Poundland.
land.
Or there's lots of
I
really
like
sort of
that.
more reasonable. There's Home Bargains and B&M. There's lots of, yeah, stores
Hmm.
over here that you could then go and get things for quite a
Right,
reasonable price.
yeah.
So.
Um, so that's something. And jars, like when it comes to doing the pantry, some
Hmm.
nice containers that you can then put some labels on as well.
Yeah,
Because,
you know
you
what's
put
inside
things
it.
in containers thinking, I'll remember what that is, and you don't.
Yeah.
So, but when people are doing this, is don't agonize over everything. Because if you're going to agonize over everything, it's going to take ages.
Rip the plaster off, guys. Just rip it off
Yes,
and get it done.
yes, for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I think some
So,
tips on how to do it, though, is, I think, start small.
yeah,
So instead of thinking I'm going to go and potentially finish a whole massive project of a room, just pick one section of that. The list again will help you
the
rather
working
than
through the
that.
list. Yeah.
Yeah. Another way is perhaps set a timer. So if you feel like, you're thinking, oh, this is going to take me all day and I've only really got, well, just set yourself 30 minutes and do it within that 30 minutes, and blast through as much as you can do within that
Yes.
30 minutes.
I love
Um,
the time blocks.
and then this other idea that I saw someone else, I smiled to myself, was like, yeah, that's a nice idea. It's allocate tasks to other people. And then I had a
Uh,
little wry smile, thinking,
yeah.
maybe not.
I don't know
But
whether I'd entrust that to anybody else. Apart from the garage, I could getting my husband to
yeah,
do.
but there's some, other ways of breaking it down if you do feel a bit of overwhelm. But I would like to just say, also get some balance. This shouldn't take over your life. Some people can get a bit addicted, can't they, to cleaning and sorting and things. It should be I know you enjoy it. I enjoy
I
it.
love it.
I know. But but genuinely, some people can go to, to a point where they are obsessive about it. And actually, the benefit of doing this should be then that you can live your life in a easier way, not for it to become a massive deal. So don't give yourself too much of a hard time over it.
It also helps if you have a partner that's into it as well. But if you don't, if your partner's just, oh, don't throw that out, don't throw that out. It's like, okay, then, yeah, maybe you have to have a conversation about it. Just do it while they're not around or
I thought we
something.
say, okay, then
I
you can
mean,
go. That's what
I
you're
mean,
going to
there's
say.
that.
Okay, well, then you
There's
can
that.
go.
I mean, I wouldn't get rid of anything of my husband's without asking him.
No.
But, I mean, seriously, if it's just a ratty old t-shirt or whatever, just pitch it.
Yeah.
They'll never know. They might.
They will, but
Yeah.
you'll just have to face that.
And definitely get out of your mind that, oh, I might need this.
Yeah.
Just no. Yeah.
And
And if you've got a
enjoy
bunch of stuff, just enjoy that because it's a good feeling. If you have got a lot of stuff, maybe think of having a garage sale too. I keep
I
saying
took
that
mine
we need
last
to
year
have
to
one.
car boot sale. Oh, I just kicked the thing, sorry. Yeah, I took mine to a car boot sale last year. I've got some
Okay.
stuff. I'll take it one more time, and if it hasn't gone on my second round, then it's just going to go to be donated. Yeah.
Yeah.
I made a few pounds.
Yeah. I have been wanting to do that for ages, but we can never seem to get it together. Or I
But
suggest it
again, it's
and
another one of those things. You've just got to
busy.
just you go, okay, it's tomorrow. I'm just going to do it. You
And
can't,
yeah,
because otherwise
when
you
you
pre-plan it and then go, oh, something else has come up. And they're always really early in the morning. So I
right.
then got grief from the other two people in the house going, I can't believe you're going off to do this. I'm just doing it. Okay. So off I go, get it sold, and then
I
handed
like that
over a load of
idea.
money afterwards.
Car
And so,
boot sale.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, you need somewhere to put all the shit as you're doing it if you want to have a
I
garage
just
sale or
did,
do
yeah, a little
something
fold
like
out
that.
table, and just a fold out table is all you need.
Right.
And
No,
then,
in your house, you know what I
oh,
mean?
I
Like
see.
to
Yes, to gather
start
it up.
storing it all, to
Gather it up.
gather it
Yeah.
all up. So, I mean, if you have space and allocate, somewhere to do that, put in some totes or something, but otherwise just, you have to, like you said, rip the Band-Aid off.
Yeah.
What are our challenges for this week?
So our challenges this week, we're going to have two. So hold on tight, everybody. The first one is to get ready for your February decluttering month. So print off the sheet that we've created for you, or if you want to make your own list around the house, obviously do that. But get ready, get prepared, decide what needs doing and break it down into small chunks. So that's number one, get ready, because February is coming. And number two, we want you to focus, if this is a priority for you, but for the people that are, is to lose either 1 or 2 pounds, that's half a kilo or a kilo this week. So to give you some real focus on the food, the movement, the water, the sleep, all of the things we've talked about, that's your second challenge, to lose either 1 or 2 pounds, whatever suits your target for this week.
And I'm just going to reiterate too about the list. We'll put the list up on Monday, the Purge and Declutter list. And so you can either download it, screenshot it, whatever. But it does, I think having a list already done is going to help people a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah, it will me.
It will certainly help
take
with
that
overwhelm.
decision making off.
Yeah, it's just going to be tick, tick, tick. Yeah. So just every day, this is like 29 days of commitment. You can do it. Yeah,
Just a small bit every day.
you committed to storing the stuff and buying the stuff, or
Bringing it in.
Yeah, so I mean, you're committing to yourself, your home, your state of mind. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
We're going to do this. We're all doing it, okay?
Can do it together.
We'll do it together, and then we'll just, check in any tweak and see. And if people, have questions, or if they want to suggest things, by all means, please,
or
do
share
that.
photos. I'd love to see some freshly
some
tidied
photos.
before and afters. Oh,
right.
love a before and after.
Oh God, right. We'll have to make sure we do that too.
Yes, definitely.
Join us next week for our intermittent fasting episode. You've heard about it. You might have tried it, or you're currently doing it. We're going to be talking about the positive and negative effects of intermittent fasting and why it works for some people, but not necessarily others. Thank you for joining us. Visit our website, lovoniandsarah.com, for more on each episode's downloadable list, recipes, and the link to subscribe to our newsletter that goes out every week. Our website is also, so I said where you'll find the form. Find links in the notes below to connect with us on Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can listen and watch us. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.
Bye.